Welcome back, this is Tanuki, and we are playing Railroad Tycoon 3. I'm trying to industrialize eastern Texas and specifically create a thriving logging industry. So to that end, I'm going to focus in right now on this train that's loading up with logs and hauling them away from my lumber mill. So that's just not at all what I want. So I'm going to give it one destination. It's going to go back to Logville, which I've renamed, and drop off those logs and leave them there. And I don't care if that train, I'll assign that train some other job. Once the factories here start producing, then I will send trains to pick up their finished goods, but I don't want them using up all the raw materials or hauling all the raw materials away. So I decided after looking at the map here that there's a lot of lumber mills, there are a lot of things that require lumber. So the high end of the production chain is pretty well developed, at least in terms of furniture. There's now a third furniture factory in Shreveport. There's one in Houston. And there's also at least a couple toy factories. Yeah, so I'm going to first focus on my core business of lumber. And I have lots of logs to do that with. So long as I can sell lumber, I should really just focus on maxing that out, rather than trying to compete for the small amount of lumber that I'm still producing. So, I need another lumber mill. I'm going to put it right here with the idea that the logs will arrive at this one first now. And I'm even tempted to put another one up north, but before I build whole new mills, I should make sure that the ones I have are upgraded. So I'm going to upgrade this one. There's no way that it can fail. And I'm a little short on cash right now. I don't want to let my cash supply get too low because we are still in the middle of a depression, and so there's no reason to take on any risk. I decided I don't need to buy more stock. I'll take a quick look at this. My profits are pretty solid. We are in a depression. If we look at the income statement, I'm actually generating a lot of express revenue, which is sort of surprising because I'm not devoting any particular attention to express trains or anything. But I guess that's just how it is. And miscellaneous revenue, apparently my competitors are using my track. That's usually what that means, I do believe. In any case, my industry profits are growing steadily, and that's what I care about most. And I am doing better than the Dallas-Fort Worth company. I have more track mileage too, but their cities are bigger. They have a better rail line, I would say. Oh, I do want to run a little bit more track, though. I want to be able to get from Shreveport up to Texarkana. And as I mentioned last time, I sort of created a problem for myself with the way that I positioned my station. But I'm just going to allow that to be a problem. I can't really fix it very easily. Okay. This is not best practice or anything, but it's going to work. There we go. Okay. Fortunately, I have enough money that I can get away with almost anything. At least as far as laying sloppy track. Oh, I better check back on my train. I told it to go here, and now what? It's sitting here with no cargo, I hope. Boy, the years just fly by on the high speed. Nothing special. We are still in a depression. Okay, this train needs a destination. I'm going to tell it to do something useful. Let's tell it to go from Dallas to Nacogdoches to Houston. Those are all sort of well, stopping here is nice because it's centrally located. Can't reach... You can't reach Dallas? What are you talking about? Maybe if I... There we go. Yeah. So it's on its way to Dallas. I'm going to pause for a second just because time is going so quickly that I've accumulated $4.5 million without meaning to. Okay, so logs are stacking up here now. That's what I want. There are even more of them to the north. And the price of logs is starting to drop or rise a bit here, which is good for the logging camps that I bought up. Let's just make sure that pulp wood is also stacking up here, not very quickly. So I have the money to upgrade that. I'm going to come down here, make sure all my factories are upgraded. And I can probably make... I don't know that the market for paper is quite as strong. But on the other hand, with this... Oh yeah, see, it's all getting sucked out to here. So apparently I can make as much paper as I want. Well, if that's the case, then let's do that. Nah, I think I'd actually rather make a paper mill in Texarkana. Even though I have one up here. Just make sure it's within the catchment area or whatever this is called. I could upgrade the toy factory. It's consistently producing enough, and it's profitable, so I'll upgrade that. And I will upgrade my new paper mill. That's about all the money I need to spend at the moment. My next plan is going to be... I guess I could consider buying my own stock again, even though I don't need to. It's just kind of fun. Yeah. So my next project is going to be to get into the clothing business. There's a lot of cotton moving to Dallas. I'm going to intercept it. So I put down a station here. That station serves no purpose right at the moment, but in just a second it will. I need a textile mill. And I'm going to put it close to the river. That's about as close as I can get, apparently. The economy's back on track. I guess I don't really need to upgrade it until it starts getting some cotton. And it'll do that soon. It's right at the end of that river, so it's definitely in a promising location. I'm actually going to slow the game down for a little bit and savor my success. There's a lot of clothing production already. More than I'd realized, to be honest. But that's okay. I want to get in on this a bit. I guess I'm just kind of assuming that this playthrough will go like others that I've played, but the computer is really laying down a lot of industry, which I guess is good. They're competing with me. Okay, oil found in Beaumont. There's probably nothing too notable here. I'll take a look at the industry list. I like to organize by purchase price because that tells me if I have something valuable that's not paying off. This is probably new, I'm hoping. The rest of these seem to be doing brisk business. They're upgraded. Not sure if these paper mills, yeah. So 5, I guess, is about the most. 5.8. They're all profitable, except this one that I just made. So, yeah, no issue there. Okay. I don't remember what I was going to do right before that, so I'll just go ahead and let the game continue running. My total net worth is doing quite well. I'll easily be able to accumulate $15 million in company cash if I need to. And I don't really want to run down to Mexico just quite yet. Looks like the economy is picking up again. These logs are getting used up, I guess, or at least accumulated. Up here, remember I don't have any train running out of here yet, so do I have lumber stacking up? Probably do. Yeah, it's already moving out. So it's time to get a train running. I'm going to run it just like this. I'm going to skip Texarkana on the way back. I think this was all level. Now it's hauling lumber, and that's what I want. And paper. Okay, so this train is doing its job. And maybe I even need more of them. Yeah, since these are my factories and I want to make sure they do really well. I'm also going to run, that's called Dallas Junction. I'll rename that. I want to go to the real Dallas. Okay, Dallas Junction is henceforth known as Cotton Town. And is there cotton there? Yes. So I'll go ahead and upgrade this. I'm not going to be shy about upgrading my factories. And I need to run a train. There's already a lot of clothing in Dallas. They're making clothing there. I need to find where to send it. Obviously the answer is up north. Yeah, all of the existing cities are pretty well served. So I actually need new markets, which is the one reason why I will go ahead and lay some new track. Going out of Sherman would be pretty good, but I'll just use my own, even though it's not as efficient. This is not level ground at all. I'll just try to remember that and select trains that are not the 8-wheeler. And I'm going to go to Oklahoma City. May even... Okay, I have a maintenance facility just north of Texarkana, so yeah, that's not going to be a problem. And I've got plenty of water. I should put down a station in McAllister. That looks like a pretty small town. What is this? A lumber mill? Their lumber mill doesn't need resources like mine do. That's not a priority for me. Okay, so I wanted a train to carry things from Cottontown to... It's such a long way to Oklahoma City because I'm taking this kind of terrible route, but so be it. Okay, I'm definitely choosing the consolidation for this, and I won't be ashamed to actually try to make this whole route work. So I'm going to run another train coming out of Oklahoma City. It's got lumber of its own. Alright, now I have, only $2 million. So let's see, is there enough lumber being produced? That's really what I want to know. Perhaps, but it's not getting to Shreveport like it needs to. I guess my furniture factory has lumber. Somebody put a lumber mill up here already. I guess I should buy it. 1.9 million. Yeah, I'll buy it. I know I can build one cheaper, but I want to have, if not a monopoly, at least most of the lumber that's in this region. That's my job. I'm the Prince of Pines, according to Wikipedia. Alright, so I need a station that's big enough to grab that. There's no way a medium station will suffice, but a large one will. Yes, of course we want to replace our train. 8-wheelers, good. Okay, so we are in a prosperous economy, and I guess that's kind of reflected by the fact that our profits have gone up quite a bit. I'll take it. Fort Smith Junction. I'm fine with it just being called that. To Texarkana, to Shreveport. And I'm going to use the consolidation because some of that was rough ground. I'm also going to run Dallas to Texarkana to Fort Smith Junction. And am I stopping? No, I should actually add one more stop here again. Yeah, okay. $2 million. Are there logs that need to be turned into lumber? We won't rest until there is not a single tree standing in eastern Texas. That's not my lumber mill. I could try to move up the value chain and produce things like tires and cars and that kind of thing. Tires probably need rubber. Rubber comes out of these ports. Well, there's probably a really, really weak market for tires, though. Only thing that uses them is that car factory in Dallas. So I would need my own car factory. I don't remember what they require. I'll probably just stick with simple things, although with clothing being sort of tapped out. Do I need another train out of Cottonville? Probably. Okay, Cottontown to Oklahoma City. This is going to be a dedicated train. It carries nothing but clothing. And on the way back it can do what it wants, of course. Well, they didn't have any trouble with that. Okay. So, unfortunately, it's a long way to go for a fairly short distance, but Oklahoma City is a big city and it's a good market for clothing. So I think all of my factories are doing really well now. And if I'm going to look at the victory conditions, I've sort of accomplished what I want to do for the most part. I'm a bit surprised at how many competing factories there are. I guess I could see if livestock has been neglected at all, but it doesn't look like it. Green represents high prices, so they are making good use of all that livestock. And they're probably even getting the meat to markets. Well, not really. Surprisingly, there's still a lot of demand for meat, even in Dallas, where there are 2 meat packing plants. And a fair bit of livestock is coming in. I could go out to western Texas and set up meat packing plants, I guess. I could distribute this meat, but that's the kind of thing a railroad tycoon would do. I am a lumber baron, so I'd like to stay focused on my core mission here, which of course is lumber. Where is there strong demand for lumber? Still in Shreveport. Okay, lumber is just stacking up here in Beaumont, so I need trains that run it out to somewhere else, maybe? Yeah, they don't need all of this at the toy factory. I'm not sure why the toy factory accumulates quite so much, unless there's just not enough trains out of Beaumont, and there probably aren't because I think I've forgotten to run more. So Beaumont to Shreveport, yeah. This can be done on 8-wheelers. There's such a huge backlog out of Beaumont because I just have the 1 train from the beginning. I'm going to run the same route going back the other way. They're bringing pulpwood. That's nice. I probably need even more trains out of Beaumont to Houston, Austin. I really neglected the actual rail aspect of this. I'm not running enough trains, I think. Obviously, because I just created a brand new one, and it's chock full of finished goods. Well, I guess I'll run a few more trains. Let's just see what happens when I do this. Waiting for track to clear. That might have been overkill, but it does still have stuff. I'm going to add a few more things to this, though. So I went 1, 2, I'll do 3, 4. Just so it's not quite so saturated along here. Speaking of saturation, I need to check, not this. Not this. I need to pause because events keep kicking in like that faster than I can actually play the game. Profits are a little higher than before. My income statement shows that industry is definitely the dominant feature of my industrial empire, so I like that. Now, what was I going to do? I wanted to check the track density. Traffic density. And because I can easily afford to, I'm going to start running double track. And I actually want this to go all the way to Austin. I can upgrade my rival's track, and I don't mind doing that particularly. Okay. Traffic density. Why doesn't that look right? This gets a fair bit of use too, all the way up to Shreveport. I'll go ahead and make that double track as well. But I really want to make sure that I include the station. Is this already W? No. And I think I've made the expensive bridges, so I won't have any trouble doubling the track. There we go. That should be sufficient for a while at least. Just for fun. This is kind of my main route into Dallas, so I'll do that too. Okay. So back to the goods map. Look at all that demand for lumber. And there are huge stacks of it, so I'm not sure why it's not moving more efficiently. It shouldn't stack up quite that high. Maybe in time it will straighten itself out, but look at this. This place apparently hardly gets any, although I can't even see what that is. What is it here? And before I forget, I'm going to switch back to single track. I've done that so many times. Okay, tool and die. Textile mill. It's probably this fort, right? Do they need lumber? No. It looked like there was something here that wanted lumber. Furniture factory. Okay, it is profitable, so I guess they're getting enough. And when we look at the finished goods market, furniture, no, there's not enough furniture. How can there not be enough furniture? Alright, well, we find where the lumber is stacked up, and we try to run trains that alleviate that. So, Beaumont to Shreveport. I don't even know if I can carry lumber, and I'm not really willing to get into the nitty-gritty. I'm just going to keep running trains and hope that they'll figure it out. Okay, they've got paper. Paper and toys and clothing. Well, clearly there are way too many goods stacked up in Beaumont. And it's better, I think, to get them out of Beaumont rather than let them get sucked up by the vortex, as I call it. It's probably even worthwhile to do that exact same thing. Didn't I already do this once before, so that's the second time? I'll do Beaumont to Dallas. Not really sure if this is necessary, but I don't think one extra train is going to hurt me. Oil. That's nice. I need to haul oil anyway, right? Okay, back up to the fast speed. Oh, can I maybe make more furniture? Here's a huge stack of lumber. So I need to be making either furniture or toys with that. And there's a lot of potential for furniture, and I think it's a higher value good. So it can't hurt anything to try another furniture factory. I'm going to put this one in Texarkana, since I'm obviously succeeding in bringing a lot of lumber in. I could just put it right in the lumber town. I'm going to put another one up here just to prove a point. Alright, and then I probably want to upgrade those. I'll start with this one, and I'll hold off on the other one. Okay, there's really no way that they should be short on lumber, unless I have a train that's hauling nothing but lumber. But no, it's already scattering away. And it's so close that I think it will actually get there. That train has to be on the move sometimes, and when that train is moving, lumber will move over to here and stack up. Plus I have this other lumber mill, right? Fort Smith. Does it have enough logs? Hmm. Yes, but not by too much. I'm not even going to upgrade that one. Look at that, I already have more money than I know what to do with again. How much time do I have left? I've used half the time. I guess I'm not determined to win the scenario, but I may as well. So I'm going to come down to Victoria. I'm going to do it the smart way this time. Start at Victoria, and then connect back up this way. I need to watch out for... I'm not even sure what I'm running into there. But I don't care. I will do it like this. Usually I like to run my tracks straight through the town. But this can work too. It'll be fine. Down to McAllen. And then, oh, I need to pay to get into Mexico. So I will pause. Because otherwise events come and interfere. I'm going to check out where the coffee is. Well, first I'll pay to get into Mexico. No, pause. I could borrow money. I don't even need to. I guess I could refinance. Okay, there's $1 million spent. Where can I find coffee? They're all scattered. I am not going to mess around. I'm just going to grab all the coffee I can. That looks like coffee. What is that? Not coffee? Obviously they're growing the wrong thing here. Cotton. Well, we don't care about that. Let's see if that's close enough. Okay. So my goal is just to move this into the United States. That's really all I have to accomplish. So I'm kind of doing it in a really awkward and ham-fisted way. But I don't mind. I guess I may as well actually connect to Monterey since I have to go there anyway. I need to make certain, though, that I get the coffee. There's the coffee. Okay. Alright. That'll do. Now I just built a whole lot of track. So I have to go in, put down all these towers. I think that's enough. Did I put a station in Corpus Christi? I don't think I did. And McAllen already has one. I'm going to run them up to Corpus Christi. And I don't care that I'm not really doing this very efficiently because this is just to meet the wind conditions, just to prove I can. Alright, this is going to be carrying nothing but coffee. I guess I don't care. Yeah, they need at least one carload of it. And then on the way back, yeah, even 4 cars is fine, because I just wanted to go fast enough to get back there and get more coffee. And I also want another train. This one's more like a real train. Okay, it's carrying meat, which is pretty valuable, because despite all of that livestock, Texas does not produce enough meat to feed its own appetites. That's pretty impressive. Texas can't afford to export meat because they eat it all. Alright, that's the livestock. Here's, yeah, see, green represents areas that have high demand, so even in a city with 3 meat packing plants, they still want more meat for themselves. Dallas-Fort Worth has 4, and they're still hungry. Alright, I guess I could make some use of the tracks I just laid. McAllen, Corpus Christi, to Victoria, to Houston. I think this was level. I'm going to do another one from Austin to Victoria, to Corpus Christi, to McAllen. And then just to make certain that my market for coffee stays strong in Corpus Christi, because that's where I'm dumping it all, I'm going to run a train from Corpus Christi to Austin. We'll get all those passengers out of the way, and by the time that train gets back, maybe there will be some coffee that we can bring on to the large city of Austin. And from there, it's connected to other large cities, so there will be plenty of market for coffee. Now, I don't really know that I need to do much else. I could look for new industries to advance. Try to stay mainly focused on lumber. Here I've got too much lumber from Fort Smith. I don't even know that I even ran a train out of there. My profits are good. Quite a bit better than Dallas-Fort Worth, but I will say that's not bad at all. Okay, I need to get out of Fort Smith Junction and go to Shreveport because I know that they want lumber. Paper, livestock, milk, grain, milk. Let's try that again. It looked like there was lumber there, I thought. Now we're moving lumber. Okay. So, where else do we have lumber? Here in McAllister. That needs to go somewhere, right? Oh, excellent. My furniture factory here is doing well. It's already upgraded, and it is profitable. So it must be moving out occasionally. There's furniture. Yeah, there's not really anything stacked up there, so it's doing just fine. And if there's more lumber piled up, we could probably use that too. Here's Texarkana. Toy factory is already upgraded. Paper mill is upgraded. I haven't looked as closely at paper. What is this? A furniture factory. I'm going to upgrade that too. Okay, let's see how I'm doing for wind conditions. I've already hauled 16 of the 30 loads of coffee that I need. My company cash is close to what I need. My personal net worth is far in excess of what I need, so actually I can just coast to victory. And I think I'll do that. I feel like I've accomplished what I set out to do. So it's really just a matter of hauling coffee and hoping that the Mexicans destroy all my railroads event doesn't fire before I win. So overall, I think I've demonstrated how you can allow rail traffic to be a secondary consideration and really try to make most of your money on industry. I certainly have a viable rail network, and like connecting out to Oklahoma City certainly wasn't necessary to do exactly what I was trying to do, but it helps. Every little bit helps. And I think the main reason I did that was because there was just such a strong industrial presence that the computer had already established that I needed markets. And of course, I could make even more money by connecting up more markets. Oklahoma City is sort of isolated as it stands. And it would be nice to connect to Tulsa and Lawton over to Amarillo. And then this area would be a lot more prosperous, and the goods moving through it would get better prices and so on. But really, we just need to keep an eye on the amount of coffee that we're moving, so let's just see. Is there coffee that is ready to be moved that I'm not getting to? Kind of. Sure, I'll run another train. It's not actually moving any coffee, though. I guess I have to make it a dedicated train. Monterey to... I'm going to send it up to Houston just for fun. I want it to haul coffee. I want it to haul at least 2 carloads of coffee. Good enough. And so long as I always have a train waiting, I guess that'll work out. I should have checked here. Oh yeah, I'm at 24. So that's the only thing I need to do to win the game. And I still have 10 years to spare. So as far as lumber goes, I think we're producing quite a lot of it. Shreveport could use more of it. A lot of my trains are crashing lately. I don't know why that is. I've probably forgotten to build a maintenance facility somewhere. If I were looking at where these trains were crashing, I could perhaps determine why. But at this point, I've become totally complacent, so we'll just allow that to stand. Notice that Beaumont is a very large city, larger than Houston even. Alright, let's look at this train. Where are you? Near Texarkana. Replace. They just passed through a maintenance facility. Does it need water? No. Sometimes they just crash. I guess. That's fine too. Oh, I was going to look at my industry list. We're in a recession now, that doesn't trouble me. So I have a furniture factory that's not doing anything. That's interesting. Where is this? Newly built, though. Actually, newly upgraded. Yeah, it has some lumber now. I think there are 2 2 stacks. Now, where does it tell me? Okay, they produced 4.8 last year. I think it was just new. So let's take a look at the industry list one more time. Organized by purchase price. And these are all in the black. So not only am I producing a lot of lumber, I'm also producing finished goods out of that lumber. I never took a close look at the paper market. I guess I should do that. We satisfied Texas's need for paper pretty well, it seems. I don't see too much green on this map. And there's a lot of paper stacking up in Dallas, so there's no need to build more paper. Clothing. Yeah, there's more clothing than what we need. By far. I didn't get into the heavier industries. Where is this train? It's around Texarkana. It seems strange to me that trains would be crashing around Texarkana because I have... Oh, maybe it's on the wrong side. That's probably it. That might help. Yeah. Alright. I certainly don't need to worry about spending money. I have 15 million to spare. And that actually pauses the game, so I don't need to do that. I'm assuming... Well, here, now I can check. Coffee hold 29. So we have almost reached the dramatic conclusion. And it's been pretty fun. I definitely feel good about all the industry that I've created. So this was certainly a success. And another thing I like is that the computer has done a pretty good job of connecting up other cities by rail. So if you look at this map down in the corner here, there's quite a bit of red on this map, and those are my competitors' lines. They've really covered the central corridor, branched out into western Texas a bit. So Texas is pretty well served. And we do have to wait around for the gold achievement screen, of course, which I suspect will be coming any minute. And so it has. Alright, well, that's about all I needed to do, so thank you for watching, and hit like or subscribe if you've enjoyed it.